Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races, such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production. Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV on the broadcast tonight. It is the XMS RICMOTECH Truck Series coming to you live from Texas Motor Speedway, the 2008 version, by the way. The next two races, everything these drivers have done have all come down to this. We start the Championship 4 tonight. And just to give you guys a look on who those playoff drivers are, there they are. Justin Opplinger, Daniel Krim, Paul Irvin, Caleb Bacon. The stages matter? Yes. Does the race win matter? Yes. It doesn't move you on because this is it. You are trying to pack as much into tonight and next week as Dover, so you can call yourself an XMS RICMOTECH Truck Series champion. We're doing 150 laps here tonight. 225 miles, 5 sets of tires in the pits. Qualifying is currently on the way with drivers hitting the racetrack. Kogar currently with a 29.28, shares that with Kyle Miller. But as qualifying is going on, glad to have you all here this evening on All-Star 15 TV. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. It helps out the channel so much. We're seeing that stage caution tonight, by the way, at that lap 50 mark. So a third of tonight's race, we're going to call that yellow. And we're going to re-rack them, stack them. And these guys are just going to continue to slug it out till we hit that 150 lap mark. As Justin Opplinger goes P1 after his second lap. That was a flyer. Aiden Turner currently on the racetrack. See if we can get a view of it as he's just about to finish. There it is. Aiden Turner goes P6. Let's see what we have for Matt Cochran in the number 4 Chi-Chis. As we're taking a look with everything across the racetrack, his first lap, a 30.54. Can he better on his second lap? Coming out of turn 4, heading back towards the line. He blinks out for a second. And I don't think it gave him a time. Let's check on Paul Irvin. This will be the completion of his first lap. You saw him utilize that high line. First lap for Irvin, a 30.57. And now coming across the line, Paul Irvin. His lap is good for P4 at 29.33. Daniel Krim, another driver on the racetrack, one of our Championship 4. First lap, a 30.95. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Daniel Krim looking to improve from a 14th starting position. And let's see what we got here. Crosses the line. Daniel Krim good for 5th. Let's jump to Dustin Carroll in the 92. That's on Carroll's second lap, a 29.69. Josh Vidal in the 26, coming out of turn 4 to the line. That would be good for P10 with just about a minute left in qualifying. I don't think we're going to see Joe Darnell or Ed Morris Sr. hit it to pit road. Hey, Joe. Good to see that Mike found a good home, that you guys kidnapped him. Happy we didn't have to bring him to the pound. But Justin Opplinger looking to grab the pole. Nobody else on the racetrack. But out of your final 4, your championship 4, in race number 1, Opplinger's going to start P1. Paul Irvin's going to start P4. Daniel Krim P5. And Caleb Bacon in P6. Logan Kogar and Kyle Miller are going to separate the 4 of them in second and third. But there it is. Let's talk about our grid before we talk to Justin Opplinger. Opplinger and Kogar on your front row. Miller and Irvin in row 2. Caleb Bacon and Daniel Krim in your row 3. Row 4, it's Christian Jabor and Aiden Turner. Row 5, rounding out the top 10, it's Brent Humphreys and Josh Vidal. In row number 6, you have Mike Campiggio and Christopher Opplinger. In row 7, it's Trevor Klein, Dustin Carroll, Matt Cochran, and Joe Darnell in row 8. And shotgun on the field in row number 9, it's Ed Morris Sr. Let's see if we can get a word with our pole sitter. There's the man of the hour. Justin Opplinger, it's AJ in the broadcast booth. What's going on, pal? I feel like we need to get you a nameplate up here for how often you're up here.
Nah, pretty good run right there for qualifying. We put it on the pole. We'll just see what we can do from here on. Try and keep track position. The right rear on this truck is going to burn up for everybody pretty quick, so we'll have to watch out for that, but hopefully it goes well.
Well, you got 5 sets. The stage caution's at lap 50. What are we looking at for a fuel? Give us a broad number, because I wasn't able to get lap times.
Around 33 to 34, probably later in the run since we're lifting. Probably like 34, I would say. Yeah.
Perfect. I didn't want you to give away any strategy, so that's kind of why I was like, hey, give me a ballpark.
Yeah.
But dude,
as much as hey, I might have to try come out in the booth one time. I don't know. I think I'd enjoy it.
I would love to have you. You seem like an awesome character to just BS with up here.
Thank you very much.
All right, Justin, good luck, my friend. Have fun, and who knows, maybe we'll talk to you at lap 50.
Yep, thank you.
Justin Opplinger, everybody, your pole sitter for this evening's event at Texas Motor Speedway. We're just waiting on a couple drivers to grid, and then we'll get rolling for that one pace lap around the track. It's a 1.5 miles. We're doing 150 laps, 225 miles. Stage caution at that lap 50 mark. You just heard Justin give us a little bit of a fuel breakdown. Anywhere from 30 to 37. I'll extend that range because tires, they're going to be an issue, as he also said. So I appreciate Justin for giving us that little bit of insight on how the car is going to run. We're just waiting on Justin Opplinger to grid, and then we'll get moving here on the racetrack. There it goes. Gridding should complete in the next couple seconds. Everybody in the chat, who you rooting for? My pick for the evening, and it's kind of solely based on how well he did last night here on the channel. And I really don't want to jinx him. It's going to be Daniel Krim. Look for Krim to put together a very good race. Qualified 5th. I'm excited to see what he's going to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 3 by the end of tonight and moving it over to Dover with a shot at the championship. But we'll have to wait and see. I know Justin Opplinger, Chris Fropplinger, all the Access guys have their fan club in the chat. Always welcome. Love having you guys here. But for all you newbies, this is your first time, hit that like button, subscribe. We are returning for XMS next season. We haven't heard what vehicle it is or if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but it'll be myself and Mike Campigio up in the broadcast booth. So we're not going anywhere. But here we go. That pace truck is about to dive down pit road. And we're about to send all that horsepower flying down into turn number 1. There goes the truck. And there goes the field. Green flag in the air. And away we go. The championship 4 round is a go. Joe Torres in the YouTube chat says, my pick is the 51. It's a good pick. It's a very good pick. Already utilizing multiple lanes on the racetrack. That's Vidal on the extreme outside. It's going to tuck it right behind the 72 of Brant Humphreys. But up front, Kyle Miller passes the 51 of Justin Opplinger, even if it's just for a moment as they're coming to turn 2 side by side. Right back towards the inside. The 51 resumes the lead. We are bunny hopping early on in tonight's race. A little bit further back, you have Logan Kogar and Caleb Bacon side by side out of 2. Behind them, 2 playoff drivers, the 47 of Daniel Krim on the outside, the 48 of Paul Irvin on the inside. Fastest lap of the race on lap number 4 goes to the 4 of Matt Cochran, all the way back in that 16th position. And up front, being led by Justin Opplinger, we're looking 3 wide. Logan Kogar straight to the inside, loose off of 4. Keeps it to the inside. Everybody able to make it around. And we have contact. Caleb Bacon and Kyle Miller for P2. Joe, that's a good point. This could be kind of redemption for Paul Irvin. If you guys watch any other races here on the channel, especially Monday with ECON, you saw last night Paul Irvin in the 48 missed out on a championship due to his VR headset dying. This could be redemption for that 48. He's currently running in that 5th position. All 4 drivers in that top 5 now. The one outlier is the 5 of Kyle Miller. Trying to place a little bit of spoiler here, running in that 3rd spot. Still battling for P4, Krim and Irvin, as Krim on the outside is going to have the advantage. We're starting to get single filed out looking for battles on the racetrack. Kind of hard to come by. You see Mike Campiggio in the 24 All-Star Sports Report, right behind Matt Cochran in the Bass Pro Shops Club number 4 Toyota Tundra. And you have Joe Darnell right behind him. But up front, you still have Krim and Irvin still side by side. They keep battling like this. Some tidbits that are being dropped in the YouTube chat, and I greatly appreciate them from anybody. Joe Torres, the driver that can hold the bottom the longest, is who I believe will win this race. That's coming from Joe Torres. He races on the channel Wednesday nights with the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series. And also who saves the tires best, which is correct because we aren't at the new Texas. We are at the 2008 version of Texas. My opinion, the better Texas. As Krim is looking for another spot, this time from the 5 of Kyle Miller. These top 6 drivers all under a blanket, and as you saw in unison, all of them getting loose out of turn 4. Miller looking to the outside at Caleb Bacon. That's for P2 coming out of turn 4. Can he hold on to it? Has the position. And will clear Caleb Bacon. Move Miller up one more spot. Already 13 laps into tonight's event. We've had a lot of movement going on. Thank you to all our viewers watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We've suspended the TikTok broadcasts in lieu of what's going on over there. We don't know how certain it is to stick around. Or if the live services are up yet. As you can see, the 5, we're actually going to jump on board with the number 5 of Kyle Miller. And watch how he's getting through the turns. I really like the pink in the car. In 3 and 4, he's going to stick right behind the 51 Oplinger, kind of shade it up the racetrack towards the exit of the turn. Back in the throttle. Loses a little bit on exit as you saw Justin Oplinger pull away off of turn number 4. And now that we're back into turn 1, he's going to keep it on that inside lane, glued to that inside lane. Let's see it one more time in 3 and 4. He's trying very hard. Pops the apron a little bit. That's going to wash him up the racetrack. And he's turning right a lot in 3 and 4 that last time. We are single file for the most part through the field. The only way we're getting passing is if somebody gets a really good run out of the turns, but coming to 17 laps in, Justin Oplinger starting to set sail. Last time by, a full 10th over Kyle Miller. Trevor Klein was off the racetrack. Let's see what happened to the 55 as he is really loose out of 4. That's almost exactly what we saw with Logan Kogar towards the beginning of the races. There goes Dustin Carroll to his outside. Look at this. So you have Opplinger, Miller, all within a second. But then you drop back to third. You have Bacon, Prim, and Irvin within a half a second of each other. And in sixth place, you have Kogar and Humphreys within a half a second. A little bit further back, you have Turner, Christopher Opplinger, just 2/10 separating. You could really see the 15 trying to hold on position as Christopher Opplinger is having really nice exits coming out of these turns, giving him runs down the backstretch or front stretch. As you see it here again, down to a 10th and a half, entering turn 3. Sticking with this battle for a little bit here. That 54 is looking really racy at the start of tonight's race. Christian DeBoer kicks it out sideways like he's Ken Block. Coming out of turn 4. That was amazing. But up front, your race leader, Justin Opplinger, pulling away by a tenth and a half each lap, has opened that up to just shy of a second half over Kyle Miller. But don't look now. Caleb Bacon's lurking. That 35 has had a really good couple turns. Has dropped it to 2.5 tenths, and Daniel Krim having a good couple laps here as Aiden Turner goes off track. Ooh, smacks the wall, comes right across the 54's nose. They go to the infield. A lot of damage on the 54. See if we can get a look. We'll jump on board with the 54. And nothing for Christopher, and then he just loses it. Ooh. That could have been a lot worse than it really was. Let's see if we see any front end damage. No, it still all looks good. He's just going to be pretty far behind, and as I say that, about 15.5 seconds to the race leader, Justin Opplinger. As Daniel Krim has hit pit road. First driver in. And he's having issues in his pit stall. There it goes. Now he's getting service. That's a huge delay as he's trying to undercut. Has issues in his pit stall. That's going to cost him a lot of time. See, Justin, Kogar, Miller, Bacon, and Humphreys all on pit road together, giving the lead over to Paul Irvin. Remember, everybody, this isn't your normal championship 4 race. It's a round here. You have 2 races, tonight at Texas, next week at Dover. Those points still matter. Leading a lap, stage points, leading the most laps. All that matters to become a champion. That's why I really enjoy how XMS does their playoffs. It's not just a one race shootout. It's a can you be good for multiple races? Looks like we are going to have Trevor Klein coming to pit road this time by. Wonder how long the rest of the group is going to stay out. We heard anywhere from 30. Oh! Irvin really loose out of 4, or could that have been Justin Opplinger coming up fast? And that's Justin unlapping himself. If I'm Paul, I'd be thinking about pitting soon. Because you're going to be losing a lot of time as Ed Morris Sr. is now on pit road. Oh, here comes the 48. Locking it up. Oh, head first into the wall on entry. Massive left front damage on the 48. Josh Vidal takes over the race lead. Here comes the 25 of Logan Kogar through the middle, puts it 3 wide, and comes away unscathed. .26 staying out another lap. Dustin Carroll, though, is hitting pit road. There's Brent Humphreys inside of the 26. Vidal is loose on exit. Only 5 drivers have yet to pit on this first stretch. Vidal, DeBoer, Campigio, Darnell, and Cochran. Those 5 drivers have yet to pit. Justin Opplinger with about a 4.5 second lead over Kyle Miller. He should resume the lead once those drivers do hit pit road. Love all the chatter in the chat. And yeah, it's very unfortunate for Christopher. It was just wrong place, wrong time, contact between 2 teammates. .26 has moved to the inside lane, and no, he's still going to continue to stay out. As Joe Darnell now hitting pit road. Oh, slides in his box too far. Has to reset. Here comes the 26. Might be coming in a little too hot. DeBoer is following him. Campigio is going to stay out to lead a lap, and Matt Cochran's also hitting pit road. Here comes Mike Campigio after leading that lap. Will lead one more coming across the start-finish line on pit road, giving the lead back to the 51 of Justin Opplinger. Kyle Miller running in that second position. Caleb Bacon in third. Logan Kogar in fourth. In fifth, you have Brent Humphreys. 6th brings you to Daniel Krim. Trevor Klein in 7th. Joe Darnell is going to take the 8th place as we are just 14 laps away from the stage. Aiden Turner in 9th. 10th, Christopher Opplinger. Mike Campigio is going to get back out on the racetrack in P11. Christian DeBoer in P12. 13th as they run. Paul Irvin, Matt Cochran 14th. Josh Vidal in 15th. That's how they run on the racetrack right now. We are 13 laps away from the stage break as there goes the 41 trying to get around the 24 Mike Campigio to put him a lap down. And will succeed at doing it going into turn number 1. Oh, and you could see the 24 Campigio battling to stay on the lead lap. Doesn't want to use the lucky dog if he can avoid it. That 24 does have fresher tires. And the difference is Justin Opplinger pit on 25, Mike Campigio on 35. So there's a 10 lap difference in tires. And Opplinger is holding with him. Ooh, Justin got close to that wall. Yikes. Kyle Miller has been closing in just a little bit at a time, but I really do think that's just gap management from the 51. Right now, doesn't need the push, has another lapped vehicle in between himself and Kyle Miller, and that's the 4 of Matt Cochran, as you can see on your screen. Then in third, you have Caleb Bacon, who's running a very good race too, trying to close in on the 5 of Kyle Miller, a playoff 4 contending driver. Looking for the most points as possible, and right now your playoff drivers are currently sitting in that 1st, 3rd, 6th, and 14th position, and that has a lot to do with the incident on pit road for Paul Irvin, who started the round of pit stops trying to get the undercut, and it just didn't work out for the 48 as he hit the inside wall entering pit road. Mike might make it back to 10th, and that's a good spot to be. That'll get you some playoff points as he sees the 15 Aiden Turner in front of him. Staying out might not get you the stage win, but it might get you some stage points. They're side by side as they come out of turn 2. That's for P10.
Yeah, side by side coming down the back straightaway, and Mike is going to take that 10th position.
Well, welcome, Gary.
Hi. It's better late than never, right?
Yeah, man, you almost missed the whole first stage, and it has been eventful. Turn 4 has been treacherous for a couple drivers.
Yeah, I was practicing the Xfinity car last night at this racetrack where we'll be tomorrow night, and it seemed like turn 2 was really, really tight for a lot of the guys, for us as we were practicing, and turn 4 was really loose, where you just lost a lot of traction. So not too surprised to see from what I saw in the broadcast early on when I wasn't here, that they were fighting turn 4 quite a bit here.
Yeah, we're going to lap 50 for the stage. It has been the Justin Opplinger show, but the real story we've seen is that P2. They've had a great battle before pit stops, and it is completely resumed. Caleb Bacon and Kyle Miller side by side going into turn number 3.
Yeah, definitely getting the full Kyle Miller experience with this one here in a good way this time. Bacon and Miller side by side for that second spot. And one thing I've noticed here, AJ, especially since the playoffs started, the 35 of Caleb Bacon, he's really gotten comfortable with this oval racing and has adapted really well and has started running significantly better where he was mid-pack, more so beginning of the year. Now he's running up more towards the front, but still, there's not a whole lot of competition out there for that 51 truck with Justin Opplinger.
No. The only thing that I think will stop that 51 if he steps on it or somebody steps on it for him. But other than that, he keeps that truck clean. He's top 3 easy every single week.
Absolutely. He's definitely been one of the best in the league this season, and it's definitely continuing here, as we get to the last couple of races of the season.
As we are looking at 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go. Can the 51 put another driver a lap down? That's the 15 of Aiden Turner for that 12th spot. As 2 to go for the stage, pits are closed. We are still going to continue to watch that P2 battle. Justin Opplinger.
Yeah, and they are teammates of 15 and the 51. So might be one of those things where Opplinger is willing to take it a little bit easy on his teammate here and maybe just maintain the gap that he has. He does have a 5-second lead, and the guys that are battling for second are battling side by side.
Yeah, they were. Caleb Bacon has come out a little bit over Kyle Miller, and that's another Axis teammate in the 35 with Caleb Bacon.
Yeah, last lap of the stage here for that 51 truck. Kind of fulfilling my prophecy here, trying to stay behind him, and I think he's going to. Possibly, unless he makes me look like a fool here going down turn 3.
I think that was Justin just having a little fun with him.
Yeah, I think so too. Round to turn number 4, no contest, 5-second lead. It's going to be Justin Opplinger winning the stage as Aiden Turner had a moment coming out of turn 4. And that's the loose that I was talking about, AJ. Getting out of 4, it is very, very tricky here.
Yeah, it 100% is very tricky. We've had a couple people doing some agricultural racing through that front stretch.
Battle for 9th here, coming to the line, actually for 10th. And it looks like Matt Cochran is going to pass Justin Opplinger for 10th, coming to the line. So he will take the last stage point.
And the only playoff driver to not register a stage point is the number 48, Paul Irvin, after his head-on collision to the inside pit road wall on entry.
Yeah, it seemed like that happened to him last night too, but for other reasons. Hopefully, as he does still have some damage on the left front fender of that truck, they're able to get that repaired and get him back in good standing here with this pit stop. And then, obviously, the stage caution is a real saving grace for him. He's not going to be the lucky dog, but we'll still have a chance at least.
But everybody's hitting pit road. Gary, we were talking to Justin before the race because he did get the pole. I know, shocker.
Shocker.
He said anywhere from 30 to 37, giving us a range because I didn't want him to give away strategy if he was saving or doing anything of the sort. But it looks like tires are the issue. The fuel's not the issue.
Yes.
The tires are the issue here.
Yeah, this track is so worn out. It's kind of like Atlanta from a strategy standpoint. You get a caution, you're going to get forward and fuel every time. The tires definitely don't last as long as the fuel does. But I still think that you'll see most drivers, they will run the full 35 to 40 laps that you can get on a tank of fuel here. That's what we were running the Xfinity car, and good to see that the truck is basically more of the same.
But looking on the screen, those are the points coming into tonight's race. Justin Opplinger with 07, Prim with 04, Irvin with 03, and Caleb Bacon 02. And this is it. All the points you get matters.
This race, yeah. Between this race and Dover next Tuesday night. I mean, Justin won the stage, so that's 3,017 points. That's not counting points for pole, points for leading the lap or leading the most laps, or having the fastest lap of the race. Doesn't count any of that.
All right, Gary. Well, I'll let you talk to him this time. Here is Justin Oplinger.
All right, Justin Oplinger, Gary in the booth, got a copy.
10-4.
All right, well, you're coming one to green here. Won the stage. Look like you have the fastest truck again here as we're at the Lone Star State. How do you feel about stage 2?
Pretty good. I did pretty good saving my tires and my right rear. Slowly started to inch away later in the run, so we'll just see if we can stay on pace again and set the field's pace behind me as well. I don't want to get a check out too far and burn my stuff up. So
absolutely. Well, we'll let you go here. It is getting ready to go green here. Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right. Put him back there. Gary, what are you
I
expecting?
couldn't find him. I couldn't find his team for a second.
Gary, what are you expecting for the run to lap 50 now?
Well, I mean, a lap to the road to lap 150 is going to be huge here. I mean, 98 laps to go. We'll definitely see 2 to 3 pit stops here. Obviously, depending on how cautions falls, the green flag's back in the air.
As it is, and just hits the loud pedal and goodbye.
Now, did we have 50 consecutive green flag laps, AJ, or did we have a caution?
We went straight through.
All right. So these guys have 4 sets in the pits still. I mean, they have the 5 on the truck, 5 in the pits, and of course the one they start with.
Well, we did have people hit green flag pit stops around lap 24 to 35, so they did use up a set, but we stayed green that whole first stage.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot and slick on the racetrack. It is 90 degrees on the racetrack.
Yeah, still fairly slick, especially on this old worn out track. Probably the most grip that you're gonna get here, especially this time of year. So looking pretty decent, but yeah, it's still gonna be a little bit slick for a lot of these guys. And Justin summed it up really well, and I was going to mention that tonight as well. The right rear is definitely something that you're going to have to save all night long and just pace yourself. Being fast for 10 laps is one thing, but you got to be fast for the whole 35 or 40 laps that you can go on a tank of gas. Or even 50, because there were a couple guys that stretched it to 50 laps, which was pretty incredible. But, wow. I mean, the pace dies off so much, AJ, as we get into a run that it doesn't shock me that these guys can go 50.
Yeah, we saw a fall off between anywhere from a full 1.5 seconds to just shy of 2 seconds, depending on the driver, from start of the run to end of the run. And last time by, Justin Oplinger, fastest lap of the race at 29:29.
Yeah, 29:29 there for that 51 truck. Not a surprise. And the last lap he had was a 29:42, so still fastest on the racetrack. Actually, Caleb Bacon got the fastest lap right there, 29:49 to Justin's 29:53. So I think a little bit of that has to do with draft, but we've seen it tonight. And in the last couple of mile and a halves that we've been to, that 35 has been pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. He isn't that road course ringer that everybody thought coming out of Canadian Tire, as we have a battle right now for P4. Dustin Carroll in the 92 and the 72. Brant Humphrey side by side entering turn number 1. Dustin's up 10 spots, Gary. That's a heck of a move from the start.
Yeah, Dustin's been doing pretty good and working on his craft too to get better and better every week. But shout out to that 72 as well. Pretty entertaining battle for that 4th position, but I think Brant might want to just lay low here. Yep, there you go. Give it to him here. Let Dustin burn up his stuff, and because running that high line like that, it's good. It has momentum, but it just shreds your tires like a cheese grater.
And they're still going at it. Brant is just kept to that back bumper and continues to put pressure on Dustin Carroll.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about. Yeah, and that's the tough thing about this truck and the Xfinity cars that we'll see here tomorrow night. There is some grip up on the middle lane, but there's not a ton. So really, the bottom lane is where you want to be for preferred line and to pass. So the best way to best way to pass somebody here is get a better run coming out of the corner, or if you could pull Dale Earnhardt and not spread him out, maybe possibly giving the bumper to him to move him up the racetrack and get him a little loose, or just take the air off the spoiler.
And you saw that right there. Brandt stayed on that inside lane, ripped the apron, and was able to make
That's what I mean. And look at the
92
just moving up the track right there, AJ. Just because there's no grip right there at the center of the corner running up that high. So, and that caused him to lose a little bit of momentum and a little bit of speed.
Back up towards the front. It looks like the 51 is slowly starting to drive away. But we have company. P3 has caught the group. Logan Kogar in the 25 Chevy Silverado right behind Caleb Bacon.
Yeah, good to see Logan back here at Extreme Motorsports. Been a few weeks. Good to see him back here and running up toward the front per usual. I think he was kind of laying back there on that restart about 10 laps ago and was just going to let the tires come in. And so far, it looks like that has paid to his advantage. Now, the tricky part is it's got to be passing that 35 and not burning up the stuff too much for that 51. But I do think Logan could make it pretty entertaining between himself and that 51 of Justin Opplinger.
Yeah, and very much. If it's anything like the first stage, we might see some of these non-playoff drivers or non-championship Ford drivers play a huge impact on points being dealt.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you saw the 25 right there for a moment coming out of 4, had a little bit of a run, was able to get to the quarter panel, but just not able to make it stick. And that straightaway, that front straightaway, AJ, I mean, we all know this, but you're turning there. That's kind of a turn still. You're not really having the wheels straight much at all. And even as you get onto a run as the tires wear out, you're just kind of holding that wheel steady to make sure that you don't spin yourself out, because there's not a whole lot of grip on this front straightaway. As the 35 is coming to the back bumper of the 25,
yeah, how do you
not
like it?
going to be able to make anything of it, but right on that bumper is ahead of the 1.
Turned into how do you like it? Let me pressure you now.
Yeah. Well, and there's a battle here for that 5th spot between Chris Opplinger and Dustin Carroll. Dustin trying to make that high line work. I just don't think it's quite ready yet. If this was a cup race and we're running 500 miles, it might be there after 500 miles, but running only 150 laps here, you're not going to be able to break it in as much as you'd like.
We saw it work a little bit in 1 and 2 on the first run, late in the run.
Yeah, you could make it work for about 5 to 10 laps after all the tires have fallen off and you're about 5 to 10 laps away from pit, and you can make it work. But anytime before that, really, it's not going to work out that well. And this is a really long race, AJ. One of the longest races on the schedule, as the 92 gets breaking loose right there. 150 laps tonight, 225 miles. So pretty long distance here for this race.
And it's moving right along. We're already almost halfway through the race, Gary. I am very shocked that we're almost halfway through the race, Gary. Because normally on Tuesday nights, we have plenty of that C word that TJ loves to use. But
chaos
tonight, it's been both. It's been very calm, very interesting, and very battle-heavy, but clean battle-heavy.
Yeah, very, very clean racing. I think the tougher these tracks are for these drivers, the better they get as far as being able to race one another and race around one another clean and respectfully. But I want to give a shout out, mostly because my podcast's on that truck. Mike Campigio there running in that 11th spot.
8th.
And that all-star 8th spot, sorry. Started 11th and currently running in that 8th spot. Got a stage point there at toward the end of stage 1. And running pretty solid.
Yeah, he's absolutely killing it. We showcased him in the first run as he was one of the drivers to pit late, was able to unlap himself and then make it all the way back to 9th place to get some stage points.
Yeah, got himself a couple stage points there, pitting late, and really, he's been one of the few guys that I've seen here, AJ, so far making that middle lane really work as he's trying to break in that high side, and it's really worked for him and paid off so far.
I wonder if there's
because he's not wrapping that white line like everybody else has.
I wonder if there's any saving going on as we're on board with playoff driver Daniel Krim as he's getting around the racetrack, because he doesn't have damage, but he is significantly slower than he was in the first run of the race.
Well, we all know how Daniel is, man. I mean, he's a really good driver, really smart, really plays the strategy well. I think he's definitely trying to see if he can maybe cut a pit stop even toward the end of this race here, and think of big picture. I mean, we're roughly halfway through the fuel runs. We saw a lot of the field run 50 laps. Maybe he's trying to extend it to 52, 53 laps, because that's less time that you have to spend on pit road at the end of the race when you're making your final stop.
Absolutely. And Gary, you've seen this racetrack way more than I have. You've raced on it way more than I have. When it comes to Texas, the 2008 version, can that happen here? Because it's so abrasive. Can you eliminate a pit stop even though the tires are completely chewed up?
Well, I think the less that you're, the less pace that you push, you're not putting as much pressure on the tires. So you are saving tire a little bit. I think you're still going to fall off about a second at very most, because that's just the nature of the beast here at this racetrack. You're gonna lose pace no matter what. But I think that you can save a little bit. You just need the race to play out green the rest of the way and not have any of those C words that we talk about.
Yeah.
But I say that, and there's a 4-truck battle right here with DeBoer, Paul Irvin's in this. Aiden
it's
Turner.
about to be more.
It's a gaggle of trucks right here.
Oh, the Ford just made a evasive maneuver to the inside to get around the 48 of Paul Irvin.
Yeah, Paul not having a great night, falls another lap down. I think he was trying to do that wave around there to come back green with 1 to go. So he's trying all he can, but at this point, I'd be trying to fix that rest of that damage there on that left front.
Yeah, he is hoping for another caution, and that he is not it.
Yes, that part. That is for sure.
I think now's a good time to do it, since we are halfway through the race. Let's run through the field. See if we can get a good camera for this. The 51 of Justin Opplinger, currently your race leader. Over 2 seconds. Second place, Logan Kogar. Then there you see in third place, the 35 of Caleb Bacon. In fourth, it's the 54 of Christopher Opplinger. In fifth, Brant Humphreys, the 72 Access Gilly Designs Chevy Silverado. Then the 55 Chevy Silverado of Trevor Klein, Access on the hood as well. Mike Campigio in the Chevy Silverado All-Star Sports Report number 24. Then Aiden Turner, Access on the hood with that as well in the Chevy Silverado. Christian DeBoer running the XMS default scheme, having RICMOTECH all over that beautiful Chevy Silverado. Matt Cochran in the Bass Pro Shops Clubs Tracker Boats and ATVs number 4 Toyota Tundra. In 10th, 11th, it's the 92 Federated Auto Parts Chevy Silverado. Then rounding out the lead lap drivers, it's the BMS 47 of Daniel Krim in a Chevy Silverado. In 13th, a lot of Chevys. We don't have a Ford. We haven't had a Ford in a while. The 48 of Paul Irvin in 13th, Ally all over that. Pretty huge. And the 26 of Josh Vidal with Hutch PC computer custom computers on it. Ed Morris Sr., who I think just jumped to pit road after wrecking, it looked like, coming out of turn 4.
Oh! Yeah,
that's not out of turn 4. That's into turn 1.
That's into turn 1. Looks like he's got some suspension issues there. Probably hit the wall in the front straightaway.
And then in 16th,
Disconnected, Kyle Miller.
Kyle Miller. That's running through the field.
And Joe Darnett.
Joe Darnell is on pit road. I know he's in a lot of pain with his foot. He was trying to make it to the stage, and he successfully did. But Dustin Carroll, another driver, looked like had a little scary moment.
Yeah, pretty common here. This place can be very, very intimidating if you haven't been here much. And yeah, just taking a loop-de-loop and pole around the infield grass there.
And I think that's going to give him a penalty, unless they clear it, since he spun into pit road.
Yeah, that'll be something that the race officials will have to review there.
But there is your race leader now. It's by 2.5 seconds over Logan Kogar. We should be hitting pit stops within the next 5 or so laps. If you're Logan Kogar, Gary, or Caleb Bacon, or even Chris Fropplinger, you attempting a undercut?
Yeah, I think you definitely want to. So you got fresher tires than that 51. I think if I'm Justin, I kind of want to push the pace a little bit. I want to see if maybe see what I could do and maybe possibly pit first before everybody else kind of forces their hand. But we've seen that strategy a time or two bite some drivers in the past, where best truck comes down pit road first, and then we get that caution that we've been waiting for. That 35 has been all over that 25 tonight.
To the point where the 35 just made the pass for P2 again. They've just had a continuous battle since.
And they're still battling. It ain't over yet.
Stage 2.
Yeah, and they're still battling. But, I mean, one thing that Oplinger hasn't seen is those two in his mirror.
No, and that's exactly what Justin
and
wants.
There goes Logan.
That might be a very, very smart move. That's going to pull everybody else down.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, they've lost, 2 seconds. Because
Yes.
I saw they were running in the 29s there at the start of the stage. And 29:38 was Kogar's fastest lap. And he ran a 31:65 the lap before he pitted. So, falling off 2 seconds there. A little over 2 seconds.
Ooh, little squirrely, the 51 out of 4. Able to keep it out of the wall.
And you'll be fighting that all night. It's just the way that turn 4 is. You're still kind of turning as the banking falls out from underneath you. And it does one of two things. In turn 2, it makes you really tight. It pushes your truck up the racetrack to want to hit the outside fence. And coming out of 4, it makes you really loose to where you're struggling to get that truck up to the outside fence, or you just spin and hit the inside wall. 72 and 15 are pitting. 51's on pit road. Looks like we got some pit stops happening, and Chris Oplinger is going to take the lead here and lead this lap.
Good job for the 54. He has bounced back humongously after taking a ride through the infield on the front stretch.
Now, what's interesting, this is going to pay off for Krim a little bit, because you see here, he has worked his way up to 3rd now, as everybody else is pitted. And Campigio is staying out here on pit road, but looks like he's going to be pitting this time by. If he can get down there to pit. There he goes. Woo! 47 was a little close there.
47's going to lead a lap and get a bonus point.
You would think the 24 would have stayed out for those points, because we know how Mike is. He likes to get as many bonus points as he can here and there. Surprised he decided not to take advantage of the opportunity. Maybe he didn't have enough fuel there at the end.
But now Krim has to come down pit road. He's got the bonus point. He needs to make the pit stop and have a good pit stop this time. We saw earlier in the race.
Yeah, here he comes. Ooh, he almost hit the orange cone, but that orange cone doesn't mean much.
I was about to say, I was like, I don't think that matters.
The yellow cone is what's important. Well, in real life, if you would have hit the orange cone or missed the orange cone like he did, that'd be penalty.
Yeah, he had a huge issue getting in his pit box. As he has it again.
Oh, he missed it again. Not been the night for Daniel. Maybe we should stop talking about him when he's on pit road.
Back Doppelinger.
Yeah, back to Opplinger. Maybe we'll give him the commentator curse.
And that is 2 laps, a difference between Opplinger and Kogar. Kogar on 84, Opplinger on 86. 1 second, 1.3 seconds. Instead of that 3.5, 4 that Kogar and Bacon were battling over.
Yeah,
So
2-lap run difference so far on the tires. Obviously, that's gonna be the difference. But 1 lap fully up to speed for sure is the difference between that 51 and 25. And so far, looks like it's paid off. This is gonna be one of those things where Logan might have to do it again.
Yeah, but he needs to keep it within that 2.5 second mark just to see a net gain. But just laps after that pit stop, Gary, Opplinger has already opened it up past 1.7 seconds.
Yeah, he's definitely the master at saving tire and still being able to pull away. He's definitely one of the best at it. I don't know about Daniel's strategy right now. It's not looking good, but it also didn't help him with the pit stop situation there of missing his box.
No, and he is the first car a lap down, but 2 laps down.
We do have a pit lane infraction on this last cycle of pit stops, AJ. 56, Christian DeBoer. Too many pit stalls. He's going to have to go through and do a pass-through.
There he is on the racetrack, the 56. Going to have to duck down from the 8th position.
It looks like I'm not showing where they've given him that penalty yet. They're working on it. And it looks like he is going to get that penalty now and stay on the track 1 more lap because they took him a little bit to throw it. And he's going to probably make his pit stop this time to make his pass through here. Really going to kill him here because he's a half lap down to Dustin Opplinger, so he will lose a lap at least.
That's going to kill Krim even more. Because Krim is 2 laps down.
Yeah, he's going to be... Wow, he did lose 2 laps out of that deal there with the pit stalls, so... And that's just one of those things, man. Practicing pit road is so very important. Gotta be able to practice that and hit that perfectly.
There it goes. Just gets put down a lap by Justin Opplinger going into turn 1 now. Brent Humphreys and Dustin Carroll still on pit road.
Yeah, Dustin's still on pit road. Not sure what's going on with the 92. Do we know what happened to the 26? Did he have a spin or something, or is he just 13 laps down?
It doesn't tell me a spin. But at that point, I apologize, everybody. Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, that's unfortunate, because we know how fast Vidal is typically. Normally running that top 10, and even as of lately, I mean, we've seen him cracking the top 5 times, because he's really been able to hold himself together and you know, keep the main thing, which is the end of the race. But Campusio able to hold his ground here. He's up to 7th now after pit stops. I know he's got a little bit of pressure from Matt Cochran here. This is a battle for the last couple trucks on the lead lap here.
Yeah, looking at everything going on, your biggest mover of the race, huge shout out once again to the 54 Christopher Opplinger. He's +8, started in that 12th position up to 4th, and is still putting very fast lap times on the board.
Yeah, he's got the newest tires out of everybody. He's only 10 laps into this run. Same with Cochran, but got a couple less laps. And he is one of those guys that's vastly improved too. We talked about how Caleb has improved, Caleb Bacon that is, throughout the season. Chris has been one of those guys where he's been able to get incrementally better every week, and here at the end of the season he's finally showing that, running in that 4th spot. Got the last point for qualifying tonight, but he's shown that he's up to 4th spot here, and if he can get a little bit better at saving his tires and being there for a whole run, I think he'll be right up there with his brother in that 51 machine.
Well, I'm pretty sure Logan Kogar and Caleb Bacon might have something to say about that, even though there is 3.5 seconds separating Opplinger and Kogar, and then just under a second from Kogar to Bacon, and then 10 seconds from Caleb Bacon to Christopher Opplinger. That is insane. Caleb crossing the start-finish line, or going to turn number 1 now. Christopher just crossing the line now. That's a huge gap that they've all built up, and that's all from pit stops and when they pit. But we just hit lap 100, everybody. We're going to step away for a moment. You're not going to miss a thing. We're going side by side. Well, as you saw it, we are back. Let's check out with Logan Kogar. Smacks the wall out of 4. Loses it in the inside. We've had that.
We talked about it getting loose off of 4.
Here
there goes that tire smoke.
There's the caution.
Yeah, he just overcorrected, and that's what I was talking about. You get so sideways that your human nature, you want to shoot that wheel back to the right and try to save it, and it just, the weight transfer overcorrected him into that outside wall. Right front first.
Second caution flag of the evening comes to us on lap 102. Justin Opplinger leading, Caleb Bacon in second, Christopher Opplinger in third, Aiden Turner fourth, Trevor Klein in fifth, Mike Campigio sixth, Matt Cochran seventh, Logan Kogar 8th, Christian DeBoer 9th, Daniel Krim in 10th. And that's where it jumps off a cliff, Gary. Krim is 2 laps down, Irvin's 4 laps down, Vidal 13, Brant Humphreys 14, Dustin Carroll 20, Ed Morris Sr. 30. Wow.
Yeah, and you best believe that 56 is going to get back on the lead lap, and we'll have 9 trucks on the lead lap, and Krim, he is going to roll the dice here. I don't know. Obviously, the lead lap and the lap down trucks do not pit on the same lap, but could be an interesting call here if we see that 47 try to take a wave around, maybe hope for another caution. And we've seen here, as we get later on into a race, and if you remember A-Car from earlier, the other league that you broadcast, AJ, it gets really slick on these restarts, a lot of spinning of tires. I don't care how new or how old your tires are. There's no grip on that front straightaway, and we've seen that a time or two in the other series that you broadcast on Mondays, AJ, where we can have a caution just because people are slipping and sliding on the restart. But everybody pitting here, not really a surprise.
Yeah,
25 is still on pit road.
Gary, as my mic was muted, I was going to explain. I was like, we've seen it many times where the pace truck or pace car goes off. We're getting ready. You hear go, 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 green flag, and the tires spin, and there's a huge wreck.
Yes, very much so. Because everybody's trying to get all they can, and sometimes not. It's really hard to see past the truck in front of you because they got that such a big spoiler, and with all the roll bars and stuff they've got in these trucks now for safety reasons, they always can't see very far past the truck in front of them, so they've got to use their peripherals really well when they're inside one of these machines, and it's a challenge on these starts and restarts to know when to go and not get run over and all that, so a lot to manage.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Pretty much.
For all
And
you
I
wonderful
think
people, I
everybody-
hope you understood that. Krim
Yes.
did get the wave around Gary. He is a lap down now, just one lap down.
Yep, he decided to stay out and go for the wave around, so
But
that'll
he's
still
going to need
be.
a caution almost immediately.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to be one of them guys relying on caution right now.
There we go.
And the pace car is off.
There it is, green flag back in the air. Justin Opplinger with a great restart. Everybody with a nice restart. Caleb Bacon takes second. Aiden Turner is third. Christopher Opplinger fourth. Mike Campigio looking underneath Matt Cochran for fifth as they stay side by side entering turn 3.
Yeah, single file here between our top 4. Battle for that 5th spot. Oh, it's the 15 got way loose. He's going to spin it. And we're going to stay green for now.
I think
Stay
we're
on the grass.
going to stay green because he's going to
Keep
re-enter the
your foot in it.
racetrack.
Keep your foot in it.
Down in
There you
turn
go,
number
Aiden.
1. And he did that earlier.
That was a whale of a save by that 15 truck dirt racer in real life. So he's got that. Oh, we got a caution. The 48's in it. Yeah, 48 here, AJ. Just a self spin, as we see here on the replay.
I'm surprised that brought out a caution.
Yeah, I am too, a little bit, for sure. But yeah, it just looks like going through the bumps there in turns 1 and 2. Just looks like that 48 just took a bump wrong and it upset the rear of the right rear of the car and spun him around. And of course, he'll be getting the EOL on that one. Easy call for Scott Rambler and Aaron in the tower there.
And that is exactly what Daniel Krim needed because now
Well, we did say he needed a caution.
And he can pit and be on the lead lap.
He can get his lap back, be able to come in and pit and get 4 tires, and sitting pretty here for the last 40-some laps of this race right here.
Yeah, we are cruising right along. And once again, everybody hitting pit road. Are we thinking tires as well, or just topping off?
I think you might be thinking, maybe not tires here, but I think you're definitely thinking repair damage if you're at the 25. Probably get some fuel if you're toward the back end of this lead lap here, just to give yourself a little bit of a buffer. I think you're kind of thinking more along the lines of that, because especially for Logan, he's got some damage to repair still in his truck. Yeah, it looks like it was an easy in, easy out for Matt. 4.8 second stop. That looked like a fuel only stop. Same thing for Christian DeBoer here. His stop was only 5.5 seconds. And I mean, we've seen it time and time again. You know, Scott Rambler is one of the best at strategy and thinking outside the box when it comes to this racing stuff. And that move right there looks like a Scott Rambler move. Or that thing that Joe talks about all the time on Monday nights. Something about IQ or something. I don't know.
Racing IQ.
Yeah, that thing.
Ooh, more people hit pit road, I think. What was that, Josh Vidal? That was Josh Vidal.
Yeah, I think he's coming back in because he can, honestly.
What happened with the 29er? Did he just pull over? That's Drew Darnell. I think he just pulled over.
Yeah.
Let
He's
everybody
pulling
by.
over to see if he can get an EOL here, because you know he's not really in contention for this win tonight. And
no, his foot, just like last night, is probably killing him. So I think he's
that sciatica is not enjoyable.
He's dealing with the pain, and then getting bored. So he gets back on the racetrack, dealing with the pain, getting bored.
But hey, gotta give him at least an A for trying, I guess, at least.
Dude, absolutely.
Gotta give him an A for the effort at least. So he's out here trying to make the race and finish.
Well, we are 2x2 once again, getting ready to go. Now we have 10 trucks on the lead lap. 40 laps to go, and green flag is back in the air.
Yeah, and next truck lap down to get a lucky dog is Paul Irvin, so he's kind of hoping for 4 more of these cautions to come out. But yeah, Capizio not able to get a good restart there. He's going to fall back to 5th, if not even 6th.
Gary, look at the cluster behind Capizio.
Yeah, pretty big cluster right here with a lot of these trucks. Making it work, though. These guys are side by side all over this place.
Using the blimp cam to get a huge shot from everybody. Pretty cool to see how everybody restarts and uses multiple lanes, but once we get in line, it's inside lane or inside middle lane. And that's
you're either repping the seam or you're repping the line. I mean, that's kind of been the story of the night as far as lanes go. We got another caution. Oh, is it the 48? No, it's the 29. 29 of Joe Darnell, looks like. Ooh, big hit. He's got a lot of smoke. Into the wall. Is it by a teammate? Who was? Oh, well, the 55 had a problem. Yeah, the 55 had a problem coming off of 4, it looks like, first. That's what caused it.
Gonna jump on board with the 55.
He gets loose and smacks the fence, yeah. And then everybody's just trying to find a way to go around. And he just kept drifting down the racetrack. You would normally try to, and I know this truck is very hard to control, especially on this straightaway here. Gotta try and keep it as high as you can so the guys underneath, the guys on the bottom can go underneath.
On board with Joe Darnell right now.
Yeah, looks like he got body slammed by the 25, and then he got right reared by the 55. So just a bad circumstances there for Joe Darnell.
And an absolute immediate expire on the engine of the 29.
Yeah, he's not coming back out on that track tonight. Sorry, Joe.
No, but look.
Sorry about it.
Here it comes, the 48. 3 laps down. Well, we are going to take a proper commercial break this time since we are under our 4th caution flag of the evening. We'll be right back, everybody.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but is it enough? It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from 3rd to 1st in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge.
And green flag back in the air, and that is Christopher Opplinger taking us to the start-finish line. Matt Cochran was to his outside, and away the 54 goes into turn number 1.
It's not going to last long, though. He was the only one that stayed out during that last caution. 14 laps on his tires. Everybody else brand new tires. Here comes the 4 of Matt Cochran down to the inside.
Yeah, and look at him scramble behind him.
He's going down to the inside. He had another 5-second pit stop. Same with Daniel Krim. The first guy with new tires is going to be that 15. So we have another caution here, AJ.
Who do you think? Oh, it's the 92.
What did he do? Oh, he got loose. Looks like it. I bet you that's what it is. That turn 4 wall, we've talked about it all night. And just right there, last second, got loose again. And just wha-bam, tank slapper. Right into the outside fence. Nowhere for that 92 to really save it.
Now, what's that going to do for the 48's penalty since we went right back to a caution?
Not sure. He told Paul to stand by, so we'll see what happens.
Because you think about it. Do they just not allow him to take the lucky dog this time? It's curious. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's going to get another wave around, though, because he's the first truck a lap down. Unless they're going to give it to the 26, which it looks like they are. Yeah, so 26 of Josh Vidal going to get the free pass.
So what'd they do? Skip over?
Yeah, they skipped over Klein's off the track, so I think because Paul had a black flag that he still had to serve, iRacing went to the next truck in line, which was the 26.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And it looks like 54 is on pit road. Or he was. 54, the 28, the 26, the 25. All came in for service. 25 looks like maybe more damage repaired, maybe 4 more tires. Chris didn't want to stay out too long on his old tires, so he definitely pit. Can't say I blame him.
Got those.
But everybody else has not pitted, so. Yeah, he just wanted to get the bonus point for leading the lap, for sure.
For everybody watching at home, please hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Thank you all for tuning in to the first race of the championship 4-round. We have tonight at Texas, next week at Dover to close out the season. We appreciate all of you sticking around, come and chat with us, watching along. Matt Cochran is currently your race leader. Your playoff drivers are the blue drivers on the tower on the left-hand side of your screen. Prim is currently leading them in 3rd. Then you have Justin Opplinger in 6th, Caleb Bacon in 8th, and in 10th, it is the 48 of Paul Irvin, who should still be 3 laps down. Gonna be another wild restart. And Gary, I'm pretty sure a couple NASCAR broadcasters once said, cautions breed cautions, and that's exactly what we're seeing tonight.
Well, I think they stole that from the old Mark Martin, so you got your cautions. Here you go.
And there goes the pace truck, and we are green once again. Matt Cochran takes the field across the start-finish line and down into turn 1.
Ooh, that 51 is all over the 47 right there. 47 on older tires. Because his pit stop was only 5 seconds under the previous caution. And so he's not on new tires like that 51 is. He was all over his back bumper from the drop of the green flag. Here comes the 51 of Opplinger. And Daniel, he really can't. I mean, he could try to block that move, but you're not going to get much done trying to block Opplinger like that. Yeah, Matt Cochran and Nathan Turner trying to spoil the party, but here comes the 51 of Opplinger on the outside for second.
Cochran plus 14 spots, 15th to first as it sits right now, as the 51 looking to the outside.
Okay, so we have a restart violation on the 15.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but it looked like he dropped down towards the inside lane before crossing the start-finish line. As there's the pass for the lead.
So he's going to serve it. Probably going to bop him right about here. And he's going to have 3 laps to serve that penalty. So they're getting ready to lap the 48 as he's coming to pit road to finally serve his black flag penalty.
He just did. He was on pit road last time.
Oh, well, he's on pit road again.
Did he get 2 black flags and have to serve 2 of them?
I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. But Aiden Turner's going to have to come down pit road for that stop and go. Well, not stop and go. It's going to be a pass through.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very dangerous pit entry with how fast everybody else is around him. As he stays out on the racetrack one more time, he's got one more lap.
I think he's protesting it. But staying out on the racetrack. Not going to do you any good because it's going to DQ you, but I think he's trying to plead his case here with the officials. We'll see what happens here.
There he goes, looking to the inside. That might be telling everybody that he is hitting pit road here.
Yeah, the 51 just passed along that information to warn everybody. 15 come to pit road, and he's going to get down there safely.
With how fast everybody's going, that could have been hairy.
It looked a little hairy toward the end, but he was able to make it stick and come on down pit road, and it's going to gain another spot for that 24, though.
25 laps to go. We might see one more pit stop. We should see one more pit stop.
It's going to be
There's
close.
The battle for third.
I think the guys that pitted that last caution, they're on lap 9 since their pit stop. I think those guys can make it to the end. It might be a little close for the other guys that stayed out. So Opplinger, Cochran,
Justin at 115, Cochran at 114. Caleb Bacon should make it. Logan Kogar should make it. They're both 118s. Christian DeBoer 114. Christopher Opplinger 118. Daniel Krim 114. Mike Campiggio 118. So I think the 118s can make it, definitely. The 115s and the 114s might have to save a little bit here to make it interesting towards the end.
Well, if they get another caution, I think that's really gonna save them.
Yes,
but I think it's gonna come down to who has tires at the end of this race too, because we have had a couple of cautions back to back. A lot more short runs here in this stage compared to what we had in the first stage.
And I think Dale Opplinger in the chat says it perfectly. Save some of it.
Yeah, you definitely want to save as much as you can, that's for sure. But yeah, that 24 all over the back bumper of that 47. This is going to be a battle here for that 7th spot.
Could very much possibly take another position away from a Championship 4 driver.
He's definitely trying all he can, that is for sure. He's going to go to the inside here of Daniel Krim this time. He's going to make it stick right there on the bottom of the racetrack. Capigio scooting on up to that 7th spot. He might be a guy late in this race if some of these guys have to pit. He might be somebody that'll be able to squeak out a top 5 here tonight.
Oh, look at this battle. We have the 35 of Caleb Bacon in second, Matt Cochran in third, fourth, Christian DeBoer, and just a little bit further back, it's the 54 of Christopher Opplinger.
Oh, looks like the 4 had a little bit of too much yaw there from 1 and 2. Looked like he got back out there. And that's the thing that's really tough about Texas here, especially this old Texas racetrack. Tight on exit. Can be anywhere from neutral to tight on entry, but for some reason here you get pretty doggone loose through the center of the corner, which really compensates, or compromises rather, your exit of the corner. So you have to be really touchy with how you get around these turns here at Texas Motor Speedway. And really, you spend more time turning than you do spend time being straight here. Because basically from the entrance to turn 3 all the way to the exit of 2, you're always turning the truck to some degree.
Vidal just made a crucial pass on the racetrack. Josh Vidal just passed Paul Irvin, and that'll put playoff championship 4 contending driver Paul Irvin down 1 more spot.
Yeah, and it's going to be a must-win for that 48, and he's going to need a lot of help. And what I mean by help is he needs to hope that all 3 wreck next week in front of him. Coming into the championship race, another heartbreaking season ender for that 48 truck. Had one last night too at Homestead.
Yeah, that was unfortunate with the VR going down.
Looks like pretty entertaining battles throughout half of this field. I mean, we got a pretty decent gaggle here. Oh, the 25 and the 72. Battling for, well, that's not for position. Brandt is 18 laps down to the leader. And the 25, the 24, and the 47 are all trying to get around him.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting.
Here comes Campigio. He's saying, I'm going to send it.
Oh.
And now the 72 is like, yeah, I'm going to get out of the way. Oh, no, he's now. They make contact. He almost right-reared that 25. Campigio's life was flashing before his eyes there, coming down the back straightaway.
I think everybody.
I almost guarantee that. Yeah, everybody. even Kogard to some degree. Now, that's going to knock the right rear quarter panels. Oh, Campigio sending on the apron again. He's going to make contact with that 25. Boot, scoot, and boogie out of here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we have a wreck. Everybody saves it. Incredible driving by everybody there.
I've never seen Campigio that aggressive before. That was awesome, even though it was kind of scary.
Ooh. Well, I think it's just one of those situations where 15 races into the season, he's seen Kogard make that block many, many times, and I think it was just one of those times where I'm tired of you blocking me. Here's what I'm going to do if you keep blocking. And that's the result that you see right there.
Yeah, there were a couple of them, like the lap ahead of that, going into turn number 1, just right in front of Campigio where there's no room. If Mike doesn't get off the throttle for a split second, they both wreck right there, and I think that was the 24 just saying, you're not doing it again.
Yeah, down to try things twice, but not Campigio here. He's going to let you get away with it one time, and then the next time, there's going to be a bumper involved, and that's what happened with the 25 right there. And no, they're not teammates. They just happen to have consecutive numbers, and the number fonts look the same.
Coming to 10 laps to go. Opplinger with a 2-second lead over Caleb Bake and Christopher Opplinger in third. If it stays right where it is, I think this would be the first time we talk to the brothers in the same interview.
You know, I think Bacon here is in the middle of an Opplinger sandwich.
So it's a bacon and Opplinger sandwich. Hopefully it's not turkey.
Very, very well put. Very well eloquently put there. Well, and I mean, that's going to be the biggest mover for Chris Opplinger, that is, up 9 spots.
Dude, I'm so proud of the guy.
But Matt Cochran's up 10, so...
Watching Chris grow from the beginning of the year to now, it's amazing. It's like day and night.
24 blinked out. Oh, he's back. Never mind. I was going back and looking through the field here, and I think my life flashed before my eyes there for the 24.
Well, yeah,
But no, I mean, Chris has really, really improved so much since the start of the year. I mean, and honestly, I look at a lot of the drivers on the Access Racing team, and their iRating, like I've noticed the last few weeks, has really improved, creeping on up and getting better every week. So.
Under 10 to go in the penultimate race of the season. Opplinger 2 seconds over Bacon, 3.5 over Christopher Opplinger, almost 5 over DeBoer for 4th, and in 6th, 5.5 over Matt Cochran, and it is growing. That 51 all night has been the fastest on the racetrack.
Yeah, that 51's had the fastest lap. Now, fastest truck. Now, I will say, though, that last lap, you know who was fastest? The 54.
Sheesh.
But the thing is, with Justin's gap the way it is, he's just really managing that gap right now.
Oh, 100%. But here's the thing. If we get that late caution, everybody's coming down, but we know somebody's going to test it.
I'm going to go try it. Oh, yeah. You know, and you know who is watching right now? Look at who's in our chat. Joe Torres, I bet you he is watching to see, I bet you he's watching to see if there is a late caution, to see who might try and stay out on 30-lap old tires and try to sneak away with one here. Because, you know, he's taking notes for tomorrow for the Xfinity race. Uh-oh.
And he's back.
He's back.
Yikes.
Welcome back, Matt.
5 to go. And
side by side for 6. This is probably the best battle on the racetrack, actually.
It's been an
47 and the 24.
Absolute dominant race for the 51. The only time somebody's passed him is either on a restart, where he then just got it back, or while he's on pit road, when then he just got it back. But yeah, Gary, you're right. The 47 and the 24.
Oh! That 24 got wide that time. Really, really wide that time through that corner. He had a lift coming off the 4. Otherwise, he was going to do what the 92 and 25 and everybody else before him has done. Tank slap that truck and be done for the night.
And Krim needs this spot. He needs
this
spot.
Nope, he needs this spot, and if he can chase down the 4, he needs that spot too. But I don't think there are going to be enough laps left where that 47 can get that spot.
No, while the 47 is about 2.5 tenths faster, that is not enough time.
No, not enough time. And honestly, that 24, not an easy pass, and he is all over the back bumper again of that 47. We're coming to popsicle stick time here in just a couple of seconds. At 51, coming to the start-finish line once again. Popsicle sticks in the air for Barney the Flagman. 2 to go.
There it is. Barney the Flagman showing the field the 2 sticks. But Gary, that battle, for the most part, was staying with the 47 and 24. But again, Mike Campiggio gets really tight out of turn 4.
Yeah, really, it's either really tight or really loose. Not sure what he's not sure what he's fighting there. But
it's one or the other at completely different times. But coming out of turn 4, the 51 has taken the white flag. Brought to you by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Has set sail all night. The 51, Justin Opplinger, has put a 2.5 second lead over Caleb Bacon, bringing it all the way down the backstretch. Comes in the favorite at Texas Motor Speedway is going to leave the favorite here at Texas Motor Speedway and puts everybody behind him in a must-win position at Dover next week. Justin Opplinger is going to win the Texas race number 15 of the XMS RICMOTECH Truck Series.
Perfect Tim's all around tonight. Fred 51 won the pole, won the stage, won the race.
And how many times has he done that? Probably the 7 times he's won a race.
You know, yeah, the 7 times that he's won this year for sure. 51 gonna go to victory lane, and it's Nexus 1, 2, 3. Caleb Bacon there in second, Chris Opplinger in third, rounding out your top 3 finishers. Christian DeBoer, great comeback for him, finishing 4th. 5th is going to be Matt Cochran. 6th, Daniel Krim. 7th is going to be Mike Campigio. 8th is Logan Kogar. And rounding out your lead lap finishers is going to be the 15 of Aiden Turner.
And there it is.
In 9th place.
We have our results on the page. I'm going to get rid of that so you could see everything happening on the front stretch with that 1, 2, 3 finish. As there goes Caleb Bacon and Christopher Opplinger as Justin is getting used to doing burnouts. But I gotta say, you know, I did pick Daniel Krim in pre-race to have a good race. Boy, did he fight back for a 6th. He was 2 laps down at one point, and that race was not looking good at all. Definitely stopped the bleeding. From where he could have finished, he finished a heck of a lot better.
Yes, great comeback for that 47 truck, for sure. Yeah, like you said, 2 laps down at one point. Great recovery and able to come away home with 1 spot outside the top 5, but very much, nonetheless, a very strong top 10 finish. But really, he had the pace all night. It's just having to put it all together, and he was able to bring it all together at the right time.
All right, well, let's get to it. Our podium interviews. Let's start with the number 54 in 3rd place this evening. Let's finish the graphic. Here is Christopher Opplinger. Hey, Chris, it's AJ and Gary in the broadcast booth. Congratulations on the finish this evening. And overall, congratulations on a season that has just been going up and up and up.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that.
So, talk about the truck tonight, dude. You started all the way back in that 12th position and just slowly made your way up towards the front. How was it out there, and what about Old Texas, you know, put you in your style of racing?
Well, to start it off, it was a little rough of a race. Got into a little altercation with a teammate at the start. And then throughout the race, it just seemed like the truck got better, and I started to understand the track a little bit more.
So, dude, with an Access 1, 2, 3 finish, hasn't really happened a lot. We've had a couple 1, 2 finishes, but now that you guys sweep the podiums, how does that feel, and how does the group feel? I know you guys were all in the Discord together.
Oh yeah, it was something. We were all happy about it, and hopefully we can do it next week too.
Yeah, well, we go to Dover next week. And speaking of Dover, what are you looking forward to the Monster Mile?
It'll be different, way different than this track, but it's definitely gonna be fun. And I think we're all gonna do pretty good again.
All right, brother, before we let you go in and celebrate a podium finish, talk about those beautiful sponsors.
Yep. I'd like to just thank everybody that sets this whole season up, and all of y'all in the broadcast room, and just my teammates and everything, always helping me out whenever I need it. Just being good teammates.
All right, pal. Well, thank you for coming and talking with us. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish. And overall, if we don't talk to you next week, congratulations from where you started the season to where you're running right now. It has been night and day, and you're just getting better and better, and it's awesome to see.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that is the 54, Christopher Opplinger. Gary, are you ready for P2, Caleb Bacon?
Yeah, go ahead. But let's bring him on in here. Caleb Baker, boys in booth, got a copy.
Got you.
All right, man. Well, hey, P2, really solid run tonight. You and Chris have kind of been on this upward trajectory all year, getting a little bit better each and every week, and you've made it to the championship 4. You've gotten here. You're P2 tonight. Talk about your race and talk about just overall your improvement from race 1 to now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even think I would even be contending in the championship 4 after how my race at the Roval went. But you know, I guess I've stepped it up quite a lot on the oval races. Pretty much all year, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at the ovals, especially the bigger ovals. I was a lot more comfortable on the small ovals at first than the big ovals, and you know, that Michigan race, you know, it went pretty flawless for me, honestly, and it saved my hopes for racing for a championship. And so yeah, I mean, the last 2 races that we've done have gone pretty great. So, you know, to finish, I think I finished second in the stage, if I'm not mistaken, either second or third in the stage, if I'm not mistaken. And then, you know, I mean, realistically, the second fastest car all night. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, can't complain with that. We'll take this and see what we can go give them at Dover.
All right, man. Well, we're going to let you go celebrate P2 here tonight. But before I do that, one more follow-up question. You think you got anything for Justin next week at Dover?
I don't know. Sadly, that's the one track that whenever we would do that out of the leagues and kind of just do it for fun, he was really good at. So we'll see. I'll do whatever I got to do, I guess, to try and take it away from him. But you know, he's he's pretty good at that track. So I don't know. We'll see.
For sure. Any plugins you want to give before we let you go celebrate P2?
Yeah, I just want to say this Axis Toyota Tundra was pretty quick tonight. Thanks to everyone on it, Cortex Racing, and we'll go be chasing a championship next week.
All right, man. We'll let you go celebrate P2 here tonight, and congratulations on a great season and top 4 points finish. That's pretty good for you.
Thank you.
All right, and we're down here in virtual victory lane here with AJ and Justin Opplinger.
Hey, Justin, I feel like we've talked to you a lot lately. Like I said before, we need to get you like a parking placard up in the broadcast booths. But dude, pole, stage, win. We talked last week on you just had to get through Texas because you're very excited for Dover. Does that excitement for Dover just get upped with winning Texas?
Yes, it does for sure. This whole race was pretty fun for us and the guys at Axis. I mean, top 3 right there, we swept the podium, and pretty sure that might lock up the team championship for us as well. So we're all excited, all happy, and going into Dover, we'll just all try and have a good race. The driver championship's still on the line, though, I think, between me and Caleb. So hopefully that nothing happens there bad. But yeah, we had a good time this race, and it was a very fun, clean race. We got a lot of green flag laps in, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, we definitely got those green flag laps in, and you mentioned before the race on how the tires were gonna chew. How did your driving style adapt to those tires getting chewed up and trying to make them run the full fuel run and continue to stay out front doing it?
Yeah, mainly just setting pace through the whole field. Like multiple times on the early part of the runs, you can hold it wide open for the first 15 laps if you wanted to, but I was already lifting into turn 3, especially by lap 6 or 7, just a little bit, because you can kind of start to tell when your whole car will skate up the track, and that's never good when, you know, just tires going against the pavement and stuff, so, or concrete, whatever. Yeah, just making sure that I keep a good gap between me and the guy in second, and not letting him over abuse it. But if he wants to, then well, you know, I can let him by, and I can catch him later in the run.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for everything you've done, putting on a show and all that stuff. We've heard them talk about the beautiful sponsors. Let's hear it from you this time.
Yeah. First off, I'd like to give big thank you to the good Lord above. Without him, none of this would be possible. My mom and dad for the sim and all the equipment. All our guys at Axis for all the help and fun we have over there. You guys up in the booth. All the All-Star 15 TV, race control, admins, whoever helps put this league together, and Ed Morris, and yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, brother. Well, can't wait to see what you got at Dover for the final race of the season. Good luck. Good luck in your preparation for it, and we'll see you at Dover, Delaware next week.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you guys.
All right, Gary, bring us home, pal.
All right, well, I mean, another win for that 51. Chris Hopplinger, really great race at Dover here again this evening. Really looking forward ahead to Dover next week. I think that's going to be a great race. Racing in the first state, we got crab cakes next week, so that'll be fun. Racing at Dover, Delaware. But I really do think going into next week, seeing where the points are projected to be, this is going to be Justin Opplinger's championship to lose. I think he's going to have some great stuff in store for us. And, we'll just have to see what happens. But tomorrow, looking forward to Xfinity here. Another 150 laps around the 1.5-mile oval, running the 2009 scan of Texas Motor Speedway. So that will be that'll be fun, and looking forward to that in the number 27 Chevrolet tomorrow night.
All right, buddy. Good luck. Good luck in tomorrow night's race. With I know how well you do at this racetrack, maybe we'll talk to you. So, be on the
I hope
lookout
so. That's definitely the goal. I mean, I did a lot of practicing with Joe Torres last night, so we're feeling pretty confident about Texas tomorrow night. Going to be a completely different aspect tomorrow night with a little more power and a little less downforce as opposed to these trucks. So I think it's going to put on a good show for everybody.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow Justin Opplinger, your race winner this evening. Caleb Bacon second, and Christopher Opplinger in third. Axis Racing sweeps the podium positions here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see you for the final race of the season next Tuesday. But tomorrow night, we run this race back just with Xfinity cars. We'll see you guys there. Take care.
Peace.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.